I am both deeply known by a few, but not fully known by any. This week, or for the past few weeks, I've come to terms with the fact that I don't actually think I want to be known. I don't think I actually want to be seen. I actually have some notes that I wrote that prompted these thoughts, or rather, were prompted by these thoughts. And it's, I'm known deeply by a few, but not fully known by all. Like, not a lot of people really know me, but even amongst the few people that do, they don't really know me like that. And I wrote down that I don't like it when people get to know me as well because of two things. Number one, that comes with accountability since they don't have all the valid excuses and context that I come with. And two, it's draining to be known intimately by many. I'm like a popular enigma, a puzzling, fully assembled puzzle that came with an in-depth step-by-step tutorial, a paradox that doesn't even know himself. And when I say I like that comes with accountability, like I don't want to know people because it comes accountability. I think it's just me being vulnerable and honest because I realize that the more people that know me, based on how much they know about me, they won't have the excuse of the whole context of my entire life. Like my closest friend, Praise, he knows everything about me. He knows maybe not like every single day this is happening, but he knows the most important things about me and things that I haven't told many people. Now, we built that context, or that his context of my life, we built that over time. I didn't just have one conversation with him and dump it all on him, but at any point of that getting to know each other process, I could have been like, he could have, his threshold or whatever it is, like however he is, he could have called me. Now he called me out for a bunch of things. He still kept me accountable in many ways, and he keeps me accountable, and I don't like that. Because I'm being called to a higher standard. I'm being called beyond what I'm comfortable with. And when there are things that I haven't even, and I want to write a poem about this, and it's basically, how can I be held accountable for something I haven't accounted for? Essentially, if I'm sorry, I paused there because I thought it was kind of cool, like a kind of a bar. But I say that what that means is, if I haven't even accounted for me doing this thing or this being a standard that I want to be held to, how can I feel like I'm being held accountable and it not feel like it's an attack? If I'm doing something that I think is okay, but it's not really okay, or rather it could be better than I could be better than what I'm doing at the moment, and someone calls me out or calls me to that higher standard, what do I do? Like, it doesn't feel fun. Do I want to be called to a higher standard? I think I have the desire to, and I think there's also a difference between our desire to do things that we know it's right and we want to, we have the desire to, versus wanting to do them, which is more correlated to the action or the level of willingness we have in our being, in our beings to actually do these things. I don't know, whenever I'm talking, I just get some weird things in my, let me hold on before I say something crazy. I have this weird, oh, this weird spasm in my throat. I mean, there's no better way to say this. I'm sorry. There's literally no other way I can say that. That's insane. Let's focus on the task at hand, okay? But yeah, like, just accountability as its own thing. I think when people are getting to know you, it's like, whoa, okay, this person's like, yo, bro, what are you doing? That's not you. I'm like, you're right, but I don't like that you're right. It actually is very annoying if you could stop doing that, but continue doing that because I need you to do that. And what was it, that long-winded thing? That was me explaining what I meant by when people get to know you, they hold you to a higher standard. And I think there's a natural tendency that, okay, enough people know me already. Like, even thinking about this, I have two channels, my Ramblings of a Tortured Mind and David Nana, or Valiant Poet. And I also have an Instagram page. I'm being vulnerable on all those platforms with essentially the world. Sorry about that. I'm being vulnerable on all those platforms with essentially the entirety of the world, basically. Like, when I post a video, there's a chance that millions of people are going to see it, hundreds of thousands, hundreds of people. Just imagine telling the most intimate, intricate details of your life to complete strangers when you haven't even met them. You don't even see them. You're just saying things to people, and they're hearing it, and they're internalizing it, and they're constructing an idea or image of you in their heads that could be true in some ways, but also doesn't have the entirety of the context of your life. Right? It's a very weird experience, and I find fulfillment in the idea that my insights and my life, as vulnerable as it requires me to be, can bring some form of positive impact to someone's life. But it does come with there's a reluctance in me nowadays, I find. And initially, I started this series called Becoming Undeniable, which is basically a daily vlog series on my David Dunner channel or Divinely Poet channel. And I started it because I thought, you know what? People always give testimonies about their lives or tell me, oh, I used to do this. I used to do drugs in an alley and I used to charge $2 to do some strange things to some strange people for some money. I'm like,
oh, okay. Awesome.
Cool. Like, sorry, it's impressive. It's very touching. It encourages me to if someone can do it, I can do it because I believe in the Lord Jesus Christ. And like for me, that's the pure motivating factor. All things are possible through Christ who strengthens me, and with God, nothing is impossible, right? But I still realize that it will be a lot more valuable if someone can see the real time progress of a person. You can see the testimony in real time. So I'm guessing if you saw a documentary or if you're watching a movie, when there's a character, if they just show you how the character started and how they ended without the conflict and how they handle the conflict in the middle, you'll be like, there's no character development. This person was perfect because you didn't know them in that season. You didn't see them in that season where they were being refined, in that season where they were being pruned, essentially. And actually, in today's sermon, today's a Sunday, my pastor was talking about pruning and praying, about how if we want to actually create space for God in our lives, if we actually want to be able to bear fruit or be fruitful, we have to prune ourselves and pray. And when you're pruning yourself, it requires that you tackle three things: the things that are ineffective, the things that are evil objectively, and the things that are expired. So let's start with the things that are evil. So the things that are evil are things that are objectively bad. Like, hey, if you're addicted to pornography, if you're addicted to drugs, if you're someone who gets angry very easily, if you have vices, if you have certain things that you're dealing with that you're struggling to actually contain, it's like that is a vice, that is an evil thing objectively, and it has to be cut out. And then we come to the things that are arguable. It's like it's ineffective. For example, if you're someone who games a lot, gaming in itself is not wrong. Even gaming for 6 hours in itself is not wrong. Is it optimal? Perhaps not. If you're making tons of money from it, maybe. Even if you're just getting joy from it, it can serve a purpose. It's not innately evil. No one's going to be like,
you're going to hell because you were gaming all day.
But if you are doing something that isn't wrong inherently, but it stops you from being fruitful, it's not beneficial to have, so it's ineffective. So that's that category, right? And then finally, you have the third category, which is the expired. This thing no longer serves a purpose in your life. I think that's what I could be wrong. I'll go double check and then I'll put a clip in here if I'm completely wrong. But essentially, if something has it's like it's done. It served its purpose. You don't need to have it anymore, but you still hold on to it because of whatever reason. And I think for me, there's so many things in my past that I'm holding onto that no longer serve me a purpose. There are so many things that are objectively evil, like vices. I will be honest with you. I think the things that are objectively evil in my life would be perhaps lust. I think it's like right now I have a purpose. I have a focus in my life, so it's not as prevalent. But I think I noticed that it could become a greater issue. Like if the moment, let's say, I'm giving access to be able to actually give into any of those temptations, it's like what is my guarantee that I won't give into them? I mean, obviously, I know myself and I know what things I'm going to be able to stay away from and things I would give in. That's why the Bible says to flee from the appearance of evil and also free from sexual immorality. It's like, run the other way, bro. Don't be like,
you know what? Yeah, nah. No, you see this? I'm thirsty, but I'm going to stand here and just look at this bottle.
This bottle would represent the vice. I'm just going to, hold on. I'm going to get free advertisement.
I'm just going to look at it. Yeah. You can't do nothing.
It's like, why are we playing with temptation? Let's not do that. It's so funny because I'm talking about not wanting to be known and I'm just telling you my vices. It's such a weird paradox. Maybe I blurred out. Maybe I ended up removing it. I don't know. If you guys see a whole section that was taken out, you know that I took it out and I couldn't share exactly what my vice was because it's ironic that I'm talking about not wanting to be known, but I'm out here just sharing. And I think that is also a strange thing with me. I'm able to share and be vulnerable with people. So therefore, I think they know me, or I think that should be them knowing me, but truly they don't really know me. And I don't find it hard to share certain things because I know where my story is going to go, or I have a plan of where I want it to go. And I don't think God is done with me. So even if I'm experiencing something now or have vices now, they're not going to stay with me for the rest of my life. At some point, I'm going to conquer these things, and not conquer in that I'll never have any of those feelings ever again, but perhaps I just have better ways to deal with them. I'm not the same person I was before. So if I cut it out, you know, I don't know. I don't know. I hope I don't cut it out. I'm gonna make a point to not cut it out. Although I don't want to be vulnerable. But then again, I don't have many people watching this podcast right now. There's probably 3 people watching this video. If you're one of them, thank you. Say hi in the comments. God bless you. And I don't want to tell anyone about this podcast until I hit 10 episodes. And given that this is the second episode, I think it's good, because if I just told people, hey, go subscribe to the channel, and it has like 500 followers or 500 subscribers, and there's nothing there, it's like, okay. But if I send people there when there's a catalog of 10 episodes, boom. But then that's like more people who know me, though. But again, I think it comes back to, if my vulnerability, if being known serves a purpose, I can do it. But sometimes I think then the being known to certain people, to me, it doesn't serve a purpose. If I'm just telling my friend what's going on, like just updating them on my life because they want to know, to me, it's almost like, well, what purpose does that serve? I still do it, don't get me wrong, but it doesn't naturally occur to me as it would if I was just in a conversation, let's say, with someone struggling with the same thing I was struggling with, or currently am struggling with, or I know ways to deal with that thing that they're struggling with. I can just be vulnerable with them in that conversation. But other than that, I'm like, oh, you just update you. Oh yeah, XYZ. Because to me, it's just like, what? Like, unless you ask me specifically, it doesn't even occur to me to tell someone these things. And the second point that I raised in my notes is, it's draining to be intimately known by many. Like, at any point in time, there are people who just know things about me, and I'm just like, why? Why do you know? Like people, there are people that I know, I used to know, that we don't talk much. Actually, there's not many people. There's like 2, 3 people, but they know me intimately, not like physically. Hold on, like they just know me. Like they know David. They know parts of myself that I haven't shared with many people, and I don't like that idea. I don't like that at all. I think, but it's awkward and also doesn't make any sense. It's like a paradox of, I'm able to be vulnerable. I'm able to, especially with the internet, that's crazy. But I think when you know that someone knows something about you that you not regret them knowing, but you don't know how they're carrying that knowledge with them throughout the world. Like, is that all they see me as? You knew me perhaps when I was actually overweight for like 2 to 3 years when I came here to the United States of America for uni. And I gained, they call it freshman 15, which is like you gain 15 pounds of weight. I think that's 7.5 kg or 7 kg. I don't know which one it is. But yeah, you gain like 15 pounds of weight. I gained a lot more than 15 pounds of weight, gang. Gang, I gained about 50 to 70. Like I gained a lot. I gained a lot of weight, and at the same time, I was also growing. I don't know if it was late puberty, because puberty. I came here in like 2018, so I was 18. But yeah, I think at the same time of my growth, or my growth spurt, it was coinciding with that enormous, copious amounts of chocolate muffins uh, and chocolate croissants and butter croissants and chocolate milk and strawberry milk from the school cafeteria or the school dining. And yeah, there's something I've noticed, like when there's black people serving, why did I say black people like that? But when there's black people, like just any black Dutch, there was even an African lady there. They're just really nice to other black people, especially if they're nice to them. So I was like, oh, hey honey, how you doing? I'm like, I'm okay, thank you. You want an extra croissant? I'm like, yeah, I'll take an extra croissant. You want extra muffins? Give me the muffins, gang. I need it. um, Little did I know they were Hansel and Greteling me, bro. You know the tale of Hansel and Gretel. They went to the witch's cabin. She was feeding them, fattening them up. I think it was Hansel that was being fattened up, and then they put him in. She was basically fattening them up to eat them, and they weren't going to eat me, but they were just fattening me up. I was like, oh, I don't like that. I got fat because of you people, and you were just being nice. I don't like that. But sorry, what was I saying? You'll find that I do that a lot in these episodes where I just lose my train of thought. I think I've been really good with it this episode, though, in an attempt to also increase my word count without adding filler words or losing my train of thought, that's the reason why I'm doing this podcast. I lost my train of thought from where I started that first sentence. And I think it has to do a lot with constructing complex sentences. Like when I'm starting something, if I can't speak in fragments or fractures that you can pull together with your brain, because you guys are very smart, I feel I have to go for the complex sentences in order to get my point across. But when you're constructing a complex sentence in real time, you have to look at the subordinate clause. You have to look at the independent clause. You know what I'm saying? Like all the clauses. Santa Claus and
brother, this guy stinks.
Sorry, that wasn't funny. That wasn't even remotely funny. If anyone laughs at that, thank you, because that's sweet of you to give me a pity laugh. It was kind of funny though. Yeah. But yeah, no, essentially I don't want to be known by anyone. Let's go back to the serious topic. Even amongst the people that know me deeply or intimately, I find that it becomes exhausting because I'm like, I don't want you to know me anymore. I don't want to be known anymore, but I still continue to be known. And I think what I'm stuck with right now is, or where I'm at right now is, do I even know myself? Because I think for so long I've had this clear category of, okay, these are the good things about David, and these are all the bad things about David. Don't get it twisted. The bad things far outweigh well, they don't outweigh, but they far outnumber the good things. And I thought that was a good thing. I thought that the good thing was that I was so self-aware that most of the things I wrote about myself or have noted in my head about myself are bad and negative things. Therefore, I am aware of how much of a sinner and depraved I am. Yes, it doesn't mean I'm a good person. It just means that I thought self-awareness, quote unquote, was, this is really good. I'm really self-aware. But truth is, I'm not. It's simply just me being hypercritical of myself. And in that hypercriticality, you do find valid concerns and raise valid points, not against yourself, but for yourself to use as material for improvement. It's like a performance improvement plan. Hey, this is where you suck. Make sure you stop sucking in these areas. And the areas where you have to stop, I don't want to keep saying the word because it just sounds silly now. But yeah, the areas where you have to stop sucking or like being bad is gonna be far greater than oh, hey, you're good at this. Hey, you're bad at this. It's sort of, that's how I felt. And I felt like because of that, I was like, okay, there are things that I need to improve on, and I'm justified in beating myself up if I'm not able to fix those things, one, and also if I'm not able to keep strengthening the good things about myself. But over the course of this year, which just started, we're on the 17th or 18th of January 2026, I have found a lot more things that actually suck about me, and I'm finding them because I'm spending more time with people. Well, I was going to say hanging out with more people, but I'm spending more intentional time with people. And I think beforehand, or I'm in the season of my life where I think it's justified that I'm in solitude, not isolated. Or I guess the way I'm doing it is sort of isolation, but I still have access to community. So I think I'm not completely isolated from anyone. But given that I don't want to be known by many people, I think that can lead me to isolate myself and be like, hey, I'm just going to take a break from being known for a second, from being seen, from being intricately or intimately known by other people. And it is quite difficult to come to that conclusion that, oh, you thought you sucked before. No, you suck even more. I'm like, oh, no, that list, these good things, no bueno, gang. You need more. And I think because I'm so performance oriented and like I want to see tangible, objective results, I'm not the type of guy that's like, hey, but it's okay. It's okay. It's gonna be fine. No, it's not okay. I hate mediocrity, and if I hate mediocrity, I then have to make sure that I'm doing the right thing at all times, which is quite literally impossible. But yeah, sorry, I that's pretty much it. I don't want to be known by many people at this point in my life. And I think the more I push past that desire, which I don't think is entirely fruitful, or I don't think is entirely of God, I find myself being exhausted after I push past that barrier. Like normally it wasn't even a barrier I had to push past. Like, oh, I don't want to be known by many people. At first it was just, hey, if my intimacy, if my vulnerability can serve a purpose, if me, did I don't even know if I just made a mistake with what I just said. If my vulnerability can serve a purpose, if my insecurities or me articulating my insecurities or vices can serve a purpose in someone's life and help them or make them feel like they're less alone, if any of those things have a function, I'm able to do it and I don't have to push past any barriers to do that. But the more I do that and the more I spend time alone and the more I realize these other parts of myself that suck or are not great, the more I'm like, oh, I don't want to do this. The list of things that I have to divulge or the list of things that I have to work on are just becoming greater and greater by the second. And I don't like that because then I don't have to, but people would know that about me and gradually, and I just can't do that anymore. So I don't know if anyone relates. I don't know if anyone even has a single idea of what I'm talking about or if anyone is going to see this, but to anyone who does and anyone who gets to this point, thank you for watching. I appreciate you. And I just want to know, do you feel the same way or can you at least understand where I'm coming from? Because even amongst my family, bro, like I feel like they don't know me and I feel like I don't know them. And I want to know them. Yeah. I want to know my family. I want to know my friends. I want to be known by them, but it's just currently exhausting. And I feel like I'm slowly becoming indifferent to whether people know me or not. And I'm just like, I just want to chase results. I just want to go far, far away, run away from mediocrity and run towards results and achieving so that my tangible accolades, my tangible achievements can be the things that define me, even though those things do not last or those things are quite fickle. And putting my faith in God and Jesus is really the ultimate thing that can bring me happiness or define my identity because it's beyond me. He's beyond me. God is beyond anything I could think of and he lasts for eternity. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you guys for watching. Again, let me know in the comments or just if you see me, if you know me and you see this, cool. Yeah, I don't know, bro. Maybe I've changed. Maybe I'm like, hey, yeah, guys,
We're doing a status update. Everyone, come watch me do a status update. So basically, yeah, I did cocaine on the weekend, and I did.
Okay, I don't know why I said that. I've never done any drugs. I've never done any alcohol. Those are not my vices. Please, it was a joke. Oh man, yeah. It's like I don't know if that's gonna be me or I don't know if I want that to be me, but I know I'm naturally more vulnerable than most people. I'm more capable of being more vulnerable than most, but I don't know if I want to be doing that right now in this current season. So, yeah, I got this cool letter from Ireland. I don't know if that was a Scottish accent or that was an Irish accent. I don't even know, bro. I didn't go to Ireland. A friend went and then they got it for me. Gang, it doesn't work. It literally doesn't work. I just like holding it. It makes me feel cool. Anyways, thank you for watching Ramblings of a Tortured Mind, episode 2, Known but Unknown. I don't know what I'm going to call it, but thank you for watching. And as always, Godspeed. Godspeed. Also, go subscribe to my other YouTube channel, David Nana or Valiant Poet. There's a great series going on there. I have some good content. And subscribe to my Instagram as well. Or follow my Instagram at valiant.poet. Yeah, as always, Godspeed.